Hi, folks, and welcome back to our podcast, where we explore the intersection of real estate, property management, and the challenges shaping California's housing market. Today, we're discussing a story that perfectly illustrates how environmental risk is becoming real estate risk. Jeff, thank you for joining us today. You shared with me a trend from the recent appraisal assignments in Pacific Palisades that really caught your attention. Tell us about it.
Thank you for having me here. And yes, it certainly did. One of the properties was located in the Palisades Hills, and before the January 2025 fire, it was truly spectacular. It was absolutely breathtaking. The estate featured a luxury residence, a swimming pool, a tennis court, and extensive landscaping. The property consisted of 2 lots, each with separate access to the road. But what made it especially valuable was the ocean view.
Wow. And this wasn't a property that the owners intended to sell?
Not at all. Like many homeowners in the area, they viewed it as a long-term family property. Selling was never part of the plan. Unfortunately, the fire changed everything.
What was lost in this case?
Virtually all of the improvements. The home was destroyed, the pool was gone, the tennis court was gone. Years of landscaping and site development disappeared in a matter of hours.
Many people assume that once the fire is over, rebuilding simply begins. But that's often not the reality, is it?
No, and that's one of the biggest misconceptions. After the fire, the owners entered a very long and difficult process, particularly in the Palisades and Malibu areas. There were permits to obtain from the Coastal Commission and others, environmental reviews, soil studies, engineering requirements, and constantly changing rebuilding challenges. More than a year later, they were still facing uncertainty.
So, eventually, the owners made a difficult decision.
Yes, they concluded that rebuilding was no longer practical and decided to sell the land instead.
And from an appraisal standpoint, that's where things become challenging too.
Well, many people focus on the emotional loss, which is certainly significant. But there is also a substantial financial loss. Based on preliminary analysis, the destruction of the residence and site improvements may have reduced the property's value by millions of dollars.
What? Millions of dollars? And the owner has to absorb that loss?
That's correct. And that's before considering some of the additional risks affecting the property today.
Let's talk about those.
This particular property consists of 2 lots that can be accessed independently. For a future developer or investor, that creates opportunity, but it also creates uncertainty.
What kind of uncertainty?
For instance, a future buyer may decide to build 2 separate residences. One of those new structures could potentially block or partially obstruct the ocean view enjoyed by the other. In a luxury coastal market, that's a major consideration.
Because the view itself has tremendous value.
It's right. People often think of a view as simply a nice feature, but in real estate, a premium ocean view can contribute significantly to market value. When there is uncertainty about whether that view will remain protected in the future, buyers, lenders, developers, and appraisers all have to take that risk into account.
This is a painful switch from a luxury estate asset to the dubious feasibility of development.
Sadly, we're now evaluating development potential, rebuilding feasibility, future view impacts, and market uncertainty. Wildfires in this case don't just destroy structures. They can permanently change how a property is perceived, financed, insured, developed, and valued. They affect investment decisions, neighborhood dynamics, and future marketability. The question today is no longer whether environmental factors affect real estate values. The question is how much.
This is a powerful reminder that behind every appraisal report is a real family and a real story. Jeff, thank you for sharing this important perspective.
Thank you for this opportunity.
And thank you for joining us. In future episodes, we'll explore highest and best use analysis, post-fire soil testing, and other critical issues affecting California property owners. Follow California Flats LLC for real-world discussion and insights on real estate valuation, property management, and emerging risks across Ventura and Los Angeles counties. We'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, or experiences.